You are now listening to WSN Wolf Sports Network, live from the University of West Georgia in Carrollton, now in Odyssey Station.
Welcome to The Playbook, your ultimate game plan for college sports. 5 guys who live and breathe the game are here to break down the biggest plays, the hottest takes, and the boldest predictions, bringing you segments like The Kickoff.
Jalen Walker, I think, in my personal opinion, could wind up being the very best.
And introducing 3 new segments like the Peach Slate, talking all things Georgia.
Walk the Line, breaking down the crucial overs and unders of the weekend.
And Playbook Picks, where we make our predictions for this weekend's games.
And to end it all off, a signature segment of Who's That Campus Legend.
The first hint is this player went to UNC.
It's obviously Drake May.
Dude, it's Michael Jordan.
This is The Playbook on Wolf Sports Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of The Playbook. I'm joined by an amazing cast here. I'm your host, JT Groves, joined by Brandon Dyer, Jackson Voles, and Aiden Navy. Brandon, how are we doing today?
It was a pretty good weekend for me. Me and you were at Jason Barker's wedding, former triple threat guy here at Wolf Sports Network. Great wedding, by the way, Jason.
Awesome
I really
wedding.
Loved attending. I appreciated you for having me and JT there.
Yep.
But I was trying to sneak off a little bit during this wedding to go watch some college football to see what was going on. And I'm subscribed to YouTube TV.
Oh,
and
good
if
for
you
you.
didn't hear, over the weekend, Saturday morning, they wound up, YouTube TV wound up dropping all of ESPN networks. So I was left to go rely on other people at this wedding to try and get my college football information from the weekend. And I just want to say it is absolutely ridiculous that $2 billion companies can just fight like that, and us fans at home are the people that wind up suffering from it.
I know, it's like, how greedy could you be with your money? Besides the fact, Jackson, how are we doing today?
I'm feeling phenomenal. It's another Playbook Friday. And also, this weekend, I got to watch probably the best World Series that I've seen during my lifetime between the Toronto Blue Jays and Dodgers. I know it's not related to college football, but phenomenal weekend otherwise.
That's good. Aiden, how are we doing today?
I'm good.
Awesome. All right, let's get this show started.
All right, everybody in here, are you ready for the kickoff? I said, are you ready for the kickoff?
You heard it, everybody. We're going to start you off with some stuff that happened this past week, and we're going to start it off with the ACC, the actual Chaos Conference. Brandon, tell me about this conference.
Oh, that's might as well what they need to change their name to after this season, because it's absolutely chaotic over there. You had Clemson and Florida State, or maybe Miami were the 3 big favorites going into the season. And then you had Georgia Tech. A little bit of people were talking about them, but not too much. But now 3 of those 4 teams now sit to where they aren't even, I think, in contention for the ACC title game so far. Clemson, Florida State, and I think Miami losing last week put them out of conference contention for it. So now the entire conference, flipped. We have chaos going around. We have 6 teams right now who really have a reasonable shot to get to the ACC championship game.
I'd say 6 or 7, yeah.
We have Virginia, Louisville, SMU, Georgia Tech still in the hunt for it, Pittsburgh, and Duke. So it's going to be chaotic going down the stretch, and Virginia's 5-0 in conference play, and everybody else within that group is 4-1. So I want to kind of ask you guys, what do you guys think of the ACC, and how do you think the rest of the season plays out for everybody?
I think that teams like Duke and Pitt are in very good positions right now, in positions where they weren't a couple weeks ago when Miami was still undefeated and when Florida State looked competent. Now these teams like especially Duke, Darian Mensah has been insane these last couple weeks, and Duke is in a spot where if they can keep that offense going, they might win the ACC this year. It's not unfathomable.
Yeah, right now Duke is definitely my pick to win the ACC just because I see how their quarterback has been performing so far this season. And, this conference is wide open. Like you said, there's 6 or 7 different teams that really could make a run at winning this conference. And I feel like Duke is in a great spot to win it. Insane quarterback play. Their defense has been kind of doing better as of recent. And I feel like right now, with how we've seen them play so far, their only loss coming to Georgia Tech, I think that Duke definitely has a shot at winning this conference.
See, I think the thing with Duke is it's going to come down to Duke and Virginia who play each other. If Duke can beat Virginia, they're left on their schedule. They have North Carolina and they have Wake Forest. So those are 2 winnable games for Duke. If they can get past Virginia, then I think that Duke may control their own destiny to the ACC championship game.
We're looking at this. What'd you call it, Brandon? Chaos Conference.
The actual
Chaos Conference. I think it comes down to inevitably, strength of schedule. And Pitt is not in a great standing point when it comes to the rest of their schedule. They have to face Notre Dame heading into next week, then Georgia Tech, then Miami. So if I'm looking at an ACC now, burst of wide open. I said last week that, Georgia Tech didn't really have any foreseeable losses until, Georgia in the last week of the season, or the last game of the season, not week of the season. I keep saying this, the last game of the season. But, there was a unfortunate loss to NC State over there. So it's a lot closer than it originally was. And I don't want to hear anything from Aiden because he'll probably say the ACC is not fun.
Well, I mean, guys, that's what I was
going
to say.
No, the ACC is plenty of fun.
Yeah, we can all we may disagree on who's going to win it, but we can all agree that the ACC is fun.
Everything you say turns to crap, so I can't.
What are you
Whoa,
talking
yeah.
about?
Every
Where was that shot at?
Every single take you say, I can't
Come on,
agree
left
with
field.
anything you say
Hey,
anymore.
my prop
Aiden.
bet
I'm
last
sorry.
week, I had Zechariah Branch over 55.5 yards. That hit. You'd
It
be a
did.
rich man if you
It
listen
did.
to me.
I will say Louisville, they have Cal, Clemson, SMU left. Could get in there. SMU has Boston College, Louisville, and Cal left. So it's going to be fun watching this final little home stretch.
Super fun.
Yeah, we're getting into that conference play. And I'm really liking what I'm seeing out of Duke recently. But are we completely counting out Georgia Tech now?
No.
I mean, we
I'm
saw
not
them.
counting them out. I think that Georgia Tech's path to the college football playoff doesn't now rely on us getting to the ACC championship.
I mean,
I think that we just got to beat Georgia. That's going to be our big thing.
I mean, you guys do still play Pitt as well. When we mentioned Pitt's been
That's
looking
it.
really hot
I've been
recently
saying
as
all
well.
year. I thought Pitt was going to wind up being the team that wound up beating us right before we played Georgia. Thought that was going to be a trap game. So it wouldn't surprise me at all if we wind up losing to Pitt. And then we're in just a desperate situation.
I mean, we were talking about Duke's schedule, and they still play NC State, who Georgia Tech just lost to. I mean, Duke doesn't have that easy of a schedule either. Like we mentioned, they have a big game coming up this week, but then after that, you just think it's an easy schedule. No, it's not. I mean,
No easy schedule in the ACC.
there's no easy
Everybody's
schedules
good.
in the ACC.
It's a fun conference.
It is a fun
That's
conference.
what happens when everybody's good.
Well, we're going to go over to the SEC, and we're going to talk about a head coach that got fired in Hugh Freeze. Jackson, tell me about it.
I've been thinking of so many analogies when it comes to this, and I'm going to stick with the one I told Brandon earlier. Hugh Freeze, more like Hugh Cheese, because every time he makes a call, it
Oh my
makes
gosh.
you want to run to the bathroom. But when we're looking at
What?
when we're looking at,
There's never been a
hold
time
on.
where I watched Hugh Freeze make a play call and thought, you know what, I need to use the bathroom right now.
Well, he's absolutely crapped on this entire Auburn team. So I'm gonna look at my notes here. 6-16 in SEC play, 15-19 overall during his tenure at Auburn. And one of the worst things, Auburn had to pay Hugh Freeze $15.5 million just to terminate his contract. You're looking at Auburn's schedule this so far heading up to this season. The Georgia loss, okay. That can be pushed aside. Mizzou, understandable. But the icing on the cake when it came to the Auburn Tigers and the loss was last week, losing to the Kentucky Wildcats 10-3. Hugh Freeze, Hugh Cheese, Hugh Peas, Auburn.
What are we
lose.
doing?
Brutal.
I don't know. I tried to make a Shannon Sharp
Brutal.
reference and it didn't work. It was pretty brutal.
Yeah.
You know what else is brutal? Auburn
Big
Tigers. Auburn Tigers
So
football.
where do we think Auburn goes to search for head coaches now?
I mean, there's plenty of options.
Bo
There-
Jackson.
Because if you're going to bring in Hugh Freeze, I have a list of 3 coaches that just might fit the bill, like that fits the kind of tone that Hugh Freeze can set for a program. And the 3 guys I'm looking is Pat Fitzgerald, who coached over there in Northwestern. I have Greg Schiano, who's over there at Rutgers right now. Or maybe you call up Arkansas and bring in Bobby Petrino. If we're going to go controversial, let's just go full on bring in someone that's controversial, like Hugh Freeze.
Yeah, I like that. I like that top 3 you have. I think
Frost.
Pat Fitzgerald would be the best option for sure. But looking at Auburn in their last 15 SEC games that they played, they've lost 12 of them. They are 3-12 in their last 15 SEC games. I think this was a good call. I don't know who they should bring in. I mean, Pat
Alex
Fitzgerald probably would be
Golesh.
that best fit. Well, we saw what he did at Northwestern. I think that Auburn and Pat Fitzgerald could be something.
If I'm a head coaching candidate, I don't want this Auburn job right now. These boosters have shown that they don't give anybody any time to work. Brian Harsin was a successful coach everywhere he went. He got 2 years to make Auburn into an SEC powerhouse. How are you going to turn around a program that was on a downslide in the SEC? Come in, and you got to beat Alabama, beat LSU, beat Missouri every year, or they're going to fire you immediately. They fired Gus Malzahn after 2 years of being 7-5 in the SEC. Give some guys some time to work.
Look, if you're a head coach, here's what you do. Here's the game plan if you're a head coach. You go, you find success in your group of 5 team that you're at, and then you get into a big job like Auburn that's going to pay you a bunch of money, who you know is going to fire you in 18 months after you don't win more than 3 games, and you just sit on that buyout money, dude. Greatest job in the world to have as an ex-college football coach at a major program.
Yeah, I mean, as James Franklin, we saw that, like, no buyout is too big for college football, and I mean, we saw it with Hugh Freeze. I saw it coming after how we've seen him perform these last few seasons.
Everybody saw it coming.
Dude, I thought that they were going to hold out to the end of the season, but then the worst thing that happened to Auburn in his entire reign over there was his loss to Kentucky last weekend.
100%.
Yeah,
How do you lose to Kentucky?
Yeah.
I'm a Kentucky fan, and
Allegedly.
How do you lose to Kentucky?
Allegedly Kentucky fan, by the way.
I saw him watch the
Alleged.
Kentucky game the other day. He sent me a video.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
At least we have some
Look at
evidence.
you.
Well, we're gonna stick in the SEC, and we're gonna go over to Texas, who is currently on a 4-game win streak, beating
Dallas Baptist.
Oklahoma, Kentucky, Mississippi State, and then Vandy last week, who we all thought was one of the better teams in the in the conference.
Some would say top 3.
Someone say top 3.
Top 3.
If you didn't watch last week's episode, I did not call them a top 3 team. Jackson just heard stuff and accused me of it. And I guess it was
all allegations.
Yeah, okay, whatever. You can go back and watch
He
the
did
last
not.
episode if you're
Yeah.
curious about it. But Texas is looking really, really good right now, beating Oklahoma and Vandy in these last 4 weeks. And do we think they're back and have a chance at the SEC title game, or do we think that this upcoming schedule with Georgia, with Arkansas, and then with Texas A&M to end out the season, how do we think we're going to perform in these last 3 games?
I mean, if somebody wants to advocate for him first, because I think this Texas team is not legit. I haven't believed in them all year. They came off of back-to-back weeks where they barely won at Kentucky, where they survived, or where they came back from getting killed by Mississippi State or losing most of that game. And then this week they tried everything they had in their power to lose to Vanderbilt. Looked out on a Vanderbilt player stealing an onside kick from his teammate. This Texas team, they didn't look the better football team for 3 quarters of this game, but when they did look good, they looked tremendous. They played great for that first quarter. I haven't seen a complete game from Texas one time this whole season. I still don't buy them. Tell me why I should. I don't know.
Way too many defensive inconsistencies, especially when it comes to barely pushing past Kentucky. And, I mean, hey, at least Texas didn't end up with the Auburn route, losing to Kentucky like, Auburn did last week. And then barely pushing out against Mississippi State. You got to look at the final 3 games of Texas's season. Georgia next week. Arkansas, it's a winnable game. And then you head against to Texas A&M. And Texas A&M is a top 2 team in the SEC, and I don't trust Texas's offense against, the overall aspect when it comes to playing against Texas A&M. So I think it's 2 more losses for the Texas Longhorns.
So, look, we have seemingly talked about the Texas Longhorns on almost every single episode that we've had, whether it be a good thing, whether it be a bad thing. But don't get me wrong, I think Texas is very good, but we see this every single near the end of the year. We're hyping up Texas, trying to put them in the top 10 right here after a win. They still have Texas A&M. They still have Georgia. They're not going to be anywhere near the college football playoff after those 2 games. I don't want to waste my breath any more this season talking about the Texas Longhorns and how they're not going to make the college football playoff.
That's right. It's just not a fun football team.
Speaking of not fun, let's actually. Speaking of not fun, let's look at this CFP playoff.
The college football playoffs are fun.
They are fun, but some of these rankings I have a little bit of questions about.
Oh, me too.
Oh, yeah, I was about to say. I may have a little
BYU
bit of
and
answers
Texas
for you.
Tech.
Yep. Go in depth on that.
What?
CFP playoffs. Let's look
What?
at
I
it.
was about to say, what's wrong
Well,
with
no,
BYU and
I'm
Texas
cool
Tech?
with.
They're in the
Yeah.
Big 12.
I just wanted to hate
Not
on the
fun.
Big 12. That's my thing. These are BYU and Texas Tech are perfectly finely ranked for now. One of them will lose a couple of games.
I appreciate that.
Both of them will lose a couple of
I was
games
about
to
to
finish
say
out the year.
one of them's going to at least lose one game.
One of them has to lose this week. We'll get into that later, but yeah, I don't really have a problem with these initial college football playoff rankings. I think they looked pretty good top to bottom. I'm just an Ohio State hater, so I could always see them under Indiana. I don't think they have as good of a record as Indiana does right now.
I don't think they've done anything to warrant them moving below Indiana, though. I don't think Indiana's done anything to propel them above Ohio State, and I don't think Ohio State's done anything to move down.
I think Indiana has definitely done enough to
I
move them
definitely
above
feel
Ohio
like
State.
it's a 1A, 1B type situation, though.
It is.
I can agree with
That
that.
says 1 and 2 right here, though.
I mean,
But you're looking at it either way, they both get a bye as of now. But I feel like Indiana has looked to be better than Ohio State. But we've been saying it every single week. Unless Ohio State proves us wrong, which they very well could. I mean, last game of the season against a better Michigan team that we've been seeing as of recent, I feel like we could definitely see Indiana be that number 1 seed by the end of the season.
When it comes to Ohio State and Indiana, they both have done their thing. Ohio State has been proved like extremely dominant against the terrible teams that they faced throughout the season. For example, last week you had Ohio State's quarterback Julian Sayin turning Carnell Tate and Jeremiah Smith into 2 over 100-yard receivers for that game. And then Indiana, they truly proved it against Illinois, Oregon. So I would say a 1A, 1B situation. I'm going to agree with Brandon Dyer over here instead of, a 1 and 2, because those are severely different when it comes to college football playoff rankings.
You're looking at it. So number 1 through 4 all get byes. We have Ohio State, Indiana, Texas A&M, and then Alabama all getting byes. And then our first round matchups, we have Oregon taking on Texas Tech, and the winner would go on to play Ohio State, which very well, either one of those teams I feel like would have a decent shot at taking on Ohio
Just
State
not
with
Texas
what we've
Tech.
seen.
Yeah,
Because they're in the
probably
Big 12.
Texas
Maybe not.
Tech, but
Well, assuming that Oregon's going to win this game. Because, apparently we just don't agree that Texas Tech is a decent football team anymore.
Glad we all agree.
All right. Oregon probably wins this game, and I feel like Oregon-Ohio State very well could go in Oregon's favor. And then number 12, Memphis taking on number 5, Georgia. Very favorable game for Georgia. We've seen this Power 5 school. The Power 5's kind of been – we were so excited about it, and then we've seen –
Hold on. Can I bring up a proposition?
Mm-hmm.
I know that last playoff spot is reserved for the group of 5, highest one, or highest, ranked team. If there isn't a group of 5 team that's ranked, I don't feel like a group of 5 team deserves to be in the playoffs.
I agree.
If they're not in the top
agree.
25, I absolutely don't think they belong among the top 12.
If you're looking at that number 12 spot, and hypothetically they do put a group of 5 in there, who would it be?
Memphis.
It'd be
not
Memphis
being,
right
Memphis
now,
not
yeah,
being ranked
with the
is
win over
blasphemous.
USF.
I'll be honest with you. The fact that Memphis isn't ranked is absolutely insane. That's all I had to say. I don't know.
That's all you had to say. Yeah, I do kind of
Walking
agree
in
with Brandon on that.
Memphis.
I do kind of agree with Brandon on that. I feel like if you're not a top 25 team, you don't deserve to be in the CFB playoffs. But, Memphis, we've seen how Memphis has played this season. They 100% deserve to be in that top 25. They 100% deserve that last spot in the CFB playoffs.
I agree.
Yeah.
There we go. All right, and then we're looking
all
at
that
it.
matters.
Number 11, Virginia, leading the ACC, taking on Ole Miss, and the winner goes to play Texas A&M. What do we think about that matchup? Who we got in that one?
I think Texas A&M comes out of those group of 3.
Yeah,
right there. I think Texas A&M
no,
blows
maybe.
all.
I think Ole Miss is pretty. I think Ole Miss can play
No.
Texas A&M, man.
I feel like that'd be a good matchup.
Ole Miss don't have the defense to stop Texas A&M, bro. Texas A&M would put up 45 points against Ole Miss.
No, Ole Miss's defense they don't really have their moments, actually. I was going to say they do. I just
No.
believe Trinidad Chambliss can keep it alive with any team in the country right now.
Hey, they
That's
might
just-
score 40, but Texas A&M scoring 45.
And going into that last matchup, we have number 10 Notre Dame taking on number 7 BYU, and the winner goes on to play Indiana. Who we got in that one?
The Mormons versus the
So
Catholics.
you're going to hear a
Oh, yeah.
whole lot about USC when it comes to Notre Dame's playoff implications, because that's going to be their best win in the entire season. And what they're going to tell you is they're going to look at 2 quality losses to Miami and Texas A&M, and that's what's going to get them in the playoffs. Is they're going to say we have 2 quality
That
losses.
Miami loss gets less quality by the week.
I know.
Well,
This
that's
is
it.
a different kind of holy war. between the Mormons and the Catholics right there. And I'd take BYU over the Mormons over the Catholics in this one.
Yeah.
And then I'll take Indiana.
This is such a historic matchup for the ages, Aiden, when
That's
it comes to an overall holy war.
The 80s are seething right now looking at BYU and Notre Dame playing each other in a playoff.
I'll take a Cougar over an Irish any day.
And the Hoosier does not care.
What did we do?
All right. Well, that's all the time we have for this segment. What a way to end it off. We're going to go to a quick ad break, show some love to the other shows. When we come back, we're going to talk about the teams in Georgia, and then, of course, we're going to give our lines for this week.
Yo, 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 this is JT Money, and you're listening to The Playbook on Wolf Sports Network. We do not affiliate with Disney Channel in any way.
Wolf Sports Network is back and will feature 3 live shows this fall.
On Mondays and Thursdays at 6, Sportsback has you covered with all breaking sports news at the University of West Georgia and the entire sports landscape.
On Wednesdays at 6, Sports Out of Pocket is bringing the energy with Zero Chill, talking all the hot-button issues in professional sports.
And on Friday at noon, we get you ready for your college football weekend with The Playbook.
You won't want to miss out on all the action this semester at Wolf Sports Network.
Sports Out of Pocket has a brand new showtime.
Yeah.
But what time is it at?
I don't know.
It's not 5 to 6.
Nuh-uh.
It's not 7 to 8.
Nuh-uh.
It's 6-7.
Wolf Sports Network.
Hello? Can anybody hear me? I can't see anything. It's like a snowstorm out here.
JT, I need your help.
What? Who goes there?
I'm the ghost of Out of Pocket Past.
Nah, bro. I don't mess with ghosts.
But I need a sports fan that has Zero Chill.
Well, now that you mentioned that, this is going to be Out of Pocket. Tune in to Season 6 of Sports Out of Pocket, Zero Chill, Wednesdays at 6 on Wolf Sports Network. It's time for Season 2 of The Playbook, and we're talking all things college football, putting together a better sophomore season than Tim Tebow in 2007.
To the listeners and everybody at Wolf Nation, I promise you one thing. You will never see an on-air personality work as hard as I will for Season 2 of The Playbook, and we will make this show better than any college football radio show will ever be for Season 2 of The Playbook.
Listen as we fulfill this promise, live, every Friday at noon.
From Athens to Atlanta, Statesboro to Macon. If college football is being played in the Peach State, we're all over it. This is the Peach Slate.
You heard it, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for the Peach Slate. We're going to cover all things Georgia, and we're going to start it off with our West Georgia Wolves, who last week barely pulled out a win. We were on a bye week last week. The week before that, we had our homecoming game, and we barely won against Central Arkansas. But now, going into this next week, we play North Alabama up there in, who would have guessed, North Alabama.
Florence.
So Florence, Alabama. That is correct. So we're seeing out of these two teams. North Alabama is 2-7, 1-4 in conference play, while West Georgia is 6-3, 3-3 in conference play. And we had a little bit of a downslide in the middle of the season, but we bounced back against Central Arkansas, and now we're going into North Alabama, who just is not a great team. And I feel like West Georgia should be able to win this one pretty convincingly. Hopefully it's a lot not as close as what we saw against Central Arkansas, who we were supposed to beat by at least a touchdown. But, I mean, looking at this West Georgia Wolves team, Davin Weiner finally starting to pick it up. Our running game is finally getting back on track. Our receivers are starting to step it up more. We're seeing more receivers come out and actually start to perform, which is actually crazy considering that we only knew how to run the ball at the beginning of the season. But what are we seeing in this game, Aiden?
Well, I think that this is a good game for West Georgia to get their momentum back under them coming off a win against Central Arkansas. Keep it moving in the right direction. Get back to where we were at the start of the year. We were in that top 25. Things were looking good. The wheels fell off a couple weeks ago or a few weeks back. We got to get back on the right track. I think this is a bad football team that we can
Mhm.
get back to the good against.
Joey, what do we think we're going to see in this game?
So I would love to see just West Georgia absolutely dominate, but I feel like North Alabama will actually try to fight back because they don't want to fall 3 times, like have 3 straight losses for the second time this season.
Yep.
They are currently on a 2-game losing streak, so I think they're going to fight back and try to beat our Wolves, but our Wolves are going to pull it back off in the fourth quarter by 2 touchdowns.
I agree. Brandon, what do we think?
Now, we mentioned that 3-game losing streak that we did have for ourselves. I mentioned there that it featured 3 straight ranked teams that we lost to. I feel like getting back on track, beating Central Arkansas 2 weeks ago at homecoming, kind of like got the momentum started rolling, and then we're able to ride into the bye week, and then we're going to be able to, I think, get the win on Saturday.
Yeah.
I think that this might be a double-digit win, honestly, because North Alabama, they don't look very good.
Yeah, and then going into our next matchup, Kennesaw State is taking on New Mexico State this upcoming weekend. Joey, what are we looking to see in this one?
Man, oh man. We got Kennesaw going all the way to New Mexico, and what is going to be a slugfest, being honest with you. Kennesaw sits right now at a 9.5-point favorite with a line at like 52.5 from the last time I looked. But I could see this game going well over 60 points, Kennesaw running it down their throat.
Mm-hmm.
And I could see Kennesaw going for their 7th straight win, and I could see them actually winning out the rest of their season, getting that waiver, and going to their conference title.
So you mentioned them winning out. No
Look
college football playoffs for Kennesaw
guys,
State.
oh.
But
11-1 with only a loss to Wake Forest to start the year?
2 losses.
I was about to say they lost their first 2 games.
Yeah.
So they still have a big matchup left within their conference in Conference USA, and that is against Jacksonville State. Both of them undefeated in conference play. Both of them sit right there at the top of that conference. What do you think that Kennesaw State is going to have to do in that game against Jacksonville State next weekend whenever they face them?
Honestly, they just got to Kennesaw needs to shut down Jack State's offense. As long as they can actually get pressure on their quarterback like they've been doing for the past few weekends, they can and get inside their quarterback, Jack State's quarterback. I don't know his name, so that's why I'm not saying it. As long as they can get inside his head and disrupt him, I'm sure they can absolutely blow that game out of the water. For
I
Jack
completely
State.
agree with you.
100%. I feel like Kennesaw State's definitely the best team in that conference, and I feel like that matchup against Jack State is going to be amazing. I'm really looking forward to that one. Going into our next matchup, we have Georgia Southern, who last night played against App State and got the win 25-23 with a really good game. Aiden, what did we see in this one?
Georgia Southern came out firing. 19-0 in the by the end of the second quarter here. App State comes storming back in the fourth. Both teams over 400 yards of total offense, 350 passing yards for both sides. Georgia Southern just able to get it done with that rushing attack late in the game. Barely pulled it out 25-23. Solid win for Georgia Southern.
Yeah.
These are, middling teams in the conference.
Yep. Big win for Georgia Southern, getting the win against App State. Moving into our next matchup, Georgia State taking on Coastal Carolina this weekend. Not sure what to see in this game. We're hoping that Georgia State pulls it out. I feel like it's going to be a very even matchup. I'm hoping to see Georgia State finally bounce back. They've been kind of iffy these past few weeks, but I'm looking to see them finally get it together and come out with a win this weekend.
For Dale McGee's sake, I hope they wind up winning this game, because if he winds up losing this game, that might be the straw that broke the camel's back.
Going into our
another coach will get fired, Brandon?
Oh, absolutely. I was about to say they're sitting at 1-8. They had one of the best rosters, but
Dale McGee's seat is hot.
Yeah, and going into our 2 big games of the weekend, we saw Georgia Tech, who we talked about earlier, drop in a game to NC State. I'm going to leave this to Brandon and Aiden right here.
Do I have to talk about this game?
I mean, you don't have to.
I was about to say, we've talked about the wins, so we're going to talk about the losses as well. I have heard all season just anybody mention Georgia Tech, and they brought up Haynes King, and that's all they really talked about. And I was like, man, there's much more to this team than Haynes King. And if you watch this game over there on Saturday, you really couldn't see that there was much of a team around Haynes King. Haynes King had 500 yards by himself. The defense winds up giving up 48 points, and Georgia Tech this was one of the more awful performances I've seen from Georgia Tech under Brent Key. Like, defensively, I was very disappointed in this game. You had C.J. Bailey, who had over 300 passing yards, and they had that running back who almost had 200 yards. I think Jaden Scott, is that
Duke
his name?
Scott, yeah.
So couldn't stop anything. We were producing offense. We were going down there getting scores, but we could not stop anything.
Yep.
Yeah, both teams over 550 total yards. One of the best performances ever from Haynes King. But it was all for naught, as Georgia Tech's defense couldn't stop anything from happening. They couldn't stop water. I don't know. They couldn't stop water from something. This defense was absolutely awful to where I can't even find the words to describe the performance from them. 8 yards of play for North Carolina State, blown out in every single play that happened. North Carolina State moved the ball.
Yeah, NC State scoring 48 points against you. You don't deserve to win that game. It's like you have Brent Key out there by himself on defense if you're giving up 48 points to NC State. Going into our last game, we had UGA taking on Florida. And, oh, man, Georgia barely coming out with the win, playing down to their opponent, which we've been seeing as of recent out of this Georgia team. And it's a scary sight. Now, we were at the wedding.
Yeah.
Shout out, Jason. So proud of you, man. But we were at that wedding, so we didn't get to watch much of this game, but we were sneaking off a little bit. Sorry, Jason. We were sneaking off to watch this game a little bit and to look at the stats. And UGA managed to pull it out. I got really excited, and then I went back in, and I enjoyed the rest of the wedding. But, Joey, what did we see in this UGA-Florida game?
That was such a weird game, man. There were so many weird calls that everyone made.
Weird calls.
Including the refs. There were some very controversial calls, by the way.
For some reason in these Georgia games, there's always a bunch of weird calls, and they always weirdly benefit the Georgia Bulldogs. So weird.
Anywho, Kirby Smart also may need a sight check because some of the play calls he was calling on for the offense and on defense, even from the lineups, were absolutely annoying. So that got me.
Yeah. Well,
so listen, if you're a Georgia fan, I'd just say just don't watch the first half of games anymore.
Yeah.
Just watch the fourth quarter, and that's all you really need
dad
to watch.
My dad is boycotting Georgia until they fire Mike Bobo. That's what he's not watching the games.
Well, we are now going to go into Walk the Line.
There is no way Carson Beck is throwing for 240 this game.
Are you kidding me? This is a cakewalk for him. I'm hitting the over.
Walk the line.
And we are going to head right into the SEC. Brandon, give us your line.
So, listen, we've talked about LSU a whole lot this season over here on the Playbook. And I think LSU-Alabama this weekend, Alabama is favored by 9.5 points. I still think LSU still has one of the best rosters in entire college football. I think we've seen it time and time again this season. There's a coach that gets fired, and then it just absolutely gets the team fired up, and they play close to a team they're really not supposed to really even play close against. I think it's a huge rivalry game. It's going to be an emotional game for LSU to go out there and get a win. I don't think that they wind up winning the game, but I think this is going to be closer than 9.5 points.
I have to agree with that one. I think that we've seen this Alabama team. They're really, really good. And this LSU team has kind of been iffy so far this season. But I do think it's going to be a closer game. I mean, it's an SEC matchup. You're going to see a close competition. I don't feel like there's been an SEC game where it's just been like an absolute 40 points to 20. I don't think there's been a big blowout that we've seen so far. And I don't think that's going to happen this week. Nah. I think that Alabama and LSU will be a close game.
Get ready for the first. These LSU players are checked out. They're already headed for the portal. Alabama's going to win by 30. This LSU team is gone. I'm telling you. I got no faith in them.
Well, as the resident Alabama hater, I'm going to take LSU in this game every time.
Oh, there we go.
So
there we go.
I don't care. I always will pick against Alabama, and especially I think it's at LSU this season, isn't it? So
it sure is, I believe.
So if it's in LSU, LSU is going to walk in there and just destroy Bama this year.
I don't think LSU gets it done. We have seen Alabama is top 2 in the SEC. I won't say number 1. Texas A&M still has that spot. But Alabama is top 2, top 3 in the SEC, and LSU has been bottom 2, bottom 3 so far this season. So I think that this is going to be a little bit of this might be a trap game for Alabama, but I do think LSU covers. I think Alabama does get the win. Going into our next line, I'm looking at UGA taking on Mississippi State, and Gunnar Stockton's line is at 38.5 rushing yards. I think this is the easiest over. Now, this last week, Brandon's laughing because I was
going to ask how that worked out for you last week in that parlay.
I had a 4-leg parlay. Everything hit. Gunnar Stockton lost rushing yards because he got sacked so many times last week. And it just, like, it hurt so bad because I could have paid my rent for the month. But it did not work out that way. Gunnar Stockton, I feel like this week, is not going to get sacked as much. He's going to run the ball. We've seen it all season. Gunnar Stockton is a dual-threat quarterback, and he is going to rush for over 38.5 rushing yards. Going into our next line, we have Indiana taking on Penn State. Aiden, give us your line.
All right, yeah, this Indiana offense has been amazing this season. Only two teams have held them under. Oh, wait, the line's at 31. I didn't say that. Line at 31.5 points against Penn State this week. Only two teams have held them under that this whole year. That was Oregon and Iowa. Penn State's defense is not the same level as those two. I got Indiana winning this one, and Indiana loves to run up the scoreboard when they win big.
Yeah, Indiana, I can see them scoring like 50-something points in this one very easily against a very, very poor Penn State team so far this season. Their defense is not on level with those other teams that you mentioned. I feel like this is an easy over for Indiana. And going into our Army game of the week, Joey, take it away.
Well, yeah, as it has definitely become my tradition, time to talk about our Armed Forces Academies.
Mm-hmm.
This week, the Temple Owls go and face the Army Black Knights. And, yeah, the line currently sits at 45.5, and I don't see how it's this low, actually. I could actually see Army literally running away with this game and pushing it to well over 60.
Do you think Army scores over 45.5 by themselves in this one?
No, but I could see them going for at least 35.
Rebuttal.
Oh.
Army only put up 20 points on the worst defense I've ever seen against Air Force last week. Air Force's defense hasn't allowed less than 40 points to anybody all week or all year, and Army put up 20. I don't think Army's got the offense for this. Give me the under on this one.
Yeah, I think what we've seen out of Army's offense, what we saw last week against Air Force, like you mentioned, not a very good defense. I feel like Army is going to struggle a little bit against Temple this week. I think this is going to be an under. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, which is very rare that we see with this Army team. But going into an ad break, we're going to show some more love to the other shows. When we come back, we're going to give our picks for this weekend, and then, of course, we have Who's That Campus Legend, so don't go anywhere.
Live from Carrollton, Georgia, you are listening to The Playbook, your home for all things college football, only on Wolf Sports Network.
This season, everything changes. I'm the only one who came back, and honestly, I might regret it.
Josh Allen might just be the best athlete the NFL has ever seen.
Spencer Strider is an elite closer posing as an ace.
D Rose is the most overrated player of all time.
One vet, all new voices, hot takes, wild debates, and zero chill. Season 6 of Sports Out of Pocket debuts this fall, only on Wolf Sports Network.
Ian's freestyle went big. But we're gonna go bigger.
Dang, it's my first season. I feel like a star. I be dropping hot takes. I speak real bizarre. How many views we gonna get? I'd say about 1 mil. Out of Pocket Season 6. We got zero chill. Tune in to Season 6 of Sports Out of Pocket. Wednesdays at 6 on Wolf Sports Network.
Welcome to the Boring Sports Show, where we only bring the most boring sports takes.
Who are you? I am Hot Takes Man, and I defend the world from boring sports shows like yours. Another day's work for Hot Takes Man. Citizen, if you want to save yourself from boring sports content, then tune in to Sports Out of Pocket, Wednesdays from 6 to 7 on Wolf Sports Network. Listen up, because I gotta tell you, Sports Pack is back and better than ever right here on Wolf Sports Network. Sports Pack is UWG's one-stop shop for all things sports. From hot takes to heated debates and even your best bets for the week, Sports Pack has you covered. So don't miss out on the fun. Catch us right here on Wolf Sports Network every Monday and Thursday at 6 p.m. See you there.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Playbook picks.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Let's get it going. We're going to start it off with UCLA taking on Nebraska. Aiden, I'm going to start with you on this one. Who do you got?
Well, Tim Skipper has the boys playing good out there in Los Angeles, and UCLA is favored in this game after starting out awful. And I'm going to roll with the team with the momentum. Give me the Bruins in this one.
I like that. Jackson?
You know, obviously they have a key loss in Dylan Raiola heading into this game with Nebraska versus UCLA. But right now, Nebraska's defense ranks number 2 personally in the Big Ten when it comes to oppositional yards against, air raid attacks. Mm-hmm. And UCLA likes to utilize an air raid attack a lot with Nico Iamaleava. So it's going to be a toss-up. Give me Nebraska.
Good Bruce Springsteen album.
So I was looking forward to watching this game, and then Dylan Raiola wound up getting injured, and now this game's just kind of it'll be a good game. But I still think UCLA is a really good feel-good story this season, and I'm rolling with the Bruins.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you. Jackson, you're the lone wolf on this one. I'm also going to take UCLA. I mean, in their last 4 games, they have 3 wins all season, and those have all happened in their last 4 weeks. They're on fire right now, and I feel like against Nebraska, who's without Dylan Raiola, I feel like UCLA gets this one done. Going into our next matchup, Brandon, I'm going to start this one with you. Clemson taking on Florida State.
So this was supposed to be the game that decided the ACC headed into the season, but times have changed. The ACC got a little bit chaotic, as we mentioned earlier, and now Dabo and Mike Norvell seem like they're both coaching for their job at this point of the season. And I think Norvell winds up getting it done.
When it comes to FSU and Clemson, FSU ended up winning last week with a pretty dominant win. Then you have Clemson on the other side of the ball. When it comes to Clemson, they've struggled offensively and defensively, and
and on special teams
and anything, just all around struggles. So give me the Noles in this one.
I don't know why we're talking about this game. We penciled this in before the year started, and we just didn't have.
We just
time
didn't change it. This was on schedule. We just didn't change it.
This is still going to be a good game. There's still good players on these teams.
There are a lot of good players on these teams.
Exactly. There's a lot
they
of
don't
talent
play good
on the
football.
Field.
The battle of the hot seat.
Give me Clemson in this one. I can't really come up with a good reason to pick either one of these teams to win a football game, but I'm going to go with Clemson.
Tommy Castellanos.
I can tell you why. The main reason is this game is being played in Clemson, and I feel like that's going to be the main factor in this one. I think these are 2 mid teams having a battle of the mid. I think Clemson is going to get it done because they are the home team. Going into our next matchup, we have Vandy taking on Auburn. Aiden, I'm going to start with you.
All right, this one, Auburn lost their coach. Haven't been good all year. Vanderbilt has been good all year, but they lost last week.
Mm-hmm.
Tough choice. I'm going to go Vanderbilt.
Boom.
Do you want my honest opinion?
Bro, we're not doing this again.
Auburn, obviously coaching change. Auburn lost to Kentucky. What makes you think that Auburn is going to beat Vanderbilt? Give me the Commodores in this one.
Now, if they play the Wolves, no. Brandon.
All right. Hear me out, you guys. Hear me out. Auburn got rid of that toxic man that was leading that program over there. Hugh Freeze. Again, I've mentioned earlier, we've seen it time and time again. There is a team that fires their head coach and then goes and suddenly just starts playing really well next week. I think that Vanderbilt just had a very demoralizing loss to Texas last week. And Auburn takes advantage of the opportunity, and they wound up beating Vanderbilt.
I didn't think anybody would do it, but Brandon did it.
No, that might be almost as insane
Auburn
as
way
picking
more
LSU
than I thought I would
over
have
Alabama.
this season, dude. I like Auburn a whole lot. I was about to say, I feel bad for Auburn right now.
Yeah, I don't. They are 1-5 in SEC play, and it's not going to change this week. They're going to be 1-6 this
feel
week
bad for that Auburn
after they
defense.
take on Vandy. Vandy's getting this one done very, very easily. After having a loss last week, they're going to bounce back. They're not going to lose 2 in a row.
Brandon's excited to do the forfeit for having the worst record in the pick.
He is very excited.
No,
Going
I was
into our
about to say
next
Auburn
matchup,
wins.
Brandon, I'm actually going to start with you on this one. Iowa taking on Oregon.
So, look, we've talked about Iowa a lot this season as well. And we've talked about how we always take the under on Iowa. They can't score points. They don't have any kind of offense. If you look at the last 3 games that they've had, 41 against Minnesota last week, 25 against Penn State the week before that, and 37 against Wisconsin the week before that. That offensive production has been good, but it's going to stop in Eugene when they go and they face the Ducks.
When it comes down to Iowa and Oregon, Iowa does have the home field advantage, and everybody talks about Iowa's defense. But Oregon has been able to utilize the rushing attack, being I believe, a 6.5-point favorite. If you see the spread over there, I think they overutilize they overutilize that, especially with Jordan Davison over there. So give me the Ducks, and they're gonna quack all over them Hawkeyes.
I'm going to go against the grain here, guys. I like this Iowa team. I always speak well of Kirk Ferentz. This Iowa offense has put it together the last couple of weeks, played Indiana close. I've only lost close games to Iowa State and Indiana, two solid football teams. I think Iowa's defense is going to be good enough for their offense to get it done this weekend.
I have to agree with Aiden on this one. And I've been a big fan of Oregon all season. I feel like, I said it earlier, I feel like they'd have an opportunity to beat Ohio State if they did match up in the playoffs. But I think this Iowa team, like, Brandon, you hyped them up, and you changed my answer. Originally, I was going to go with Oregon, but you hyped them up so much, seeing how they played. And then Aiden mentioned.
They've impressed me. I was about to say they could very well
Aiden mentioned, I mean,
a
close game against Iowa State earlier on in the season, losing by 3, and then only losing by 5 to what we all think could be the number 1 team in all of college football in the Indiana Hoosiers.
Preach.
I think that this team is on fire, have been on fire all season, and I think that they're going to go and they are going to beat Oregon.
All right.
Going
you
into
can be wrong if you want to.
Going into our next, you picked Auburn. I don't want to hear it. Going into our next matchup, we have Texas A&M taking on Mizzou. Aiden, take it away.
I haven't picked Missouri all this year because I was so mad at them. I put my neck out on the line for them every single conversation I had last year on shows. But they've won me back over for now. I'm going to pick them over Texas A&M. Biggest game of the year for them. Mizzou has looked like they could break through. They haven't had that huge win against an Alabama. Lost to Vanderbilt as well. I think they go and get it done against Texas A&M this week.
That would only happen if the Mizzou Tigers had Bo Pribula. But they do not have Bo Pribula. Bo Pribula is injured and out for this game. And Texas A&M has been able to, emphasize on all parts, especially when it comes to the run game and the air raid attack with Marcel Reed, Concepcion, Craver, guys over there in Texas A&M. As much as I'd like to pick the Mizzou Tigers, give me A&M.
So listen, we see Texas A&M with a really hot start almost every single year. And then almost every single year they always find a way to crumble late in the season. Kind of like a biscuit made by somebody that doesn't love you. But this season, these Texas A&M Aggies, let me tell you, they're like a biscuit made from your grandma.
Those are good.
They're golden brown. They're easy to love. And once they come out, you can't take your eyes off of them. Give me the Aggies in this one.
You said your biscuits like your grandma?
They're like the
biscuit
biscuit that your grandmas make, Jackson.
Your grandma doesn't make the food?
Sorry. I spaced out a little bit, and you said, when they come out, you can't take your eyes off them. You're talking about your grandma. I was so confused.
Well, I mean, that makes sense for some of your picks today, Jackson, that you've been spacing out.
I didn't choose LSU over Alabama or Auburn over
All right. Off topic. Going back into it, Missouri's 2 losses this season have been against a really good Vandy team and then an even better Alabama team. But looking at it, Texas A&M is just the best team in this conference. I don't see them, especially if they had Bo Pribula, I might make a case for Mizzou winning this game. But they do not have Bo Pribula. I think that Texas A&M gets this one done.
Bo Pribula has been inefficient in these big games. Seven interceptions. Like, he's not been good.
But when he's good, he's good.
But he hasn't
been good against good teams.
But when they have a backup, they're not going to perform against a top team in college football.
Maybe.
I don't think
see.
so. Let's go into our last game of the week. We have the Mormons, BYU, taking on Texas Tech. Brandon, I'm going to start with you on this one.
So listen, the stakes in this game couldn't be higher if you were making them on top of the Rocky Mountains over there in Colorado. BYU head coach Kalani Sitake. Is that how you say it? Sitake?
Kalani Sitake.
Kalani Sitake.
Sitake.
He has soaked in more Gatorade baths than anybody in BYU history and is looking for another. Joey McGuire looking for an oil bath or whatever they do over there in Lubbock, Texas, whenever Texas Tech wins. But I think Sitake winds up getting another Gatorade bath. BYU gets a win, and they show Aiden how fun the Big 12 can really be.
I think this is going to be a real fun matchup when it comes between the BYU Cougars and the Texas Tech Red Raiders. But we always talk about jumping off to a hot start. And despite BYU being undefeated this season so far, I think the Texas Tech Red Raiders and Baron Morton has really proven that he can get off to a hot start within the first half and a dominant performance throughout his strength of schedule all season. So give me the Texas Tech Red Raiders handing the BYU Cougars their first loss of the season. And Big 12 football is fun. Big 12 football is fun. That's all I got to say.
Speaking of, Aiden.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a pretty boring game down there in Lubbock, Texas. Texas Tech, 10.5-point favorites, 60% chance of winning this game, and I agree. Texas Tech is the lower-ranked team. It's the Big 12. The lower-ranked team always wins in the Big 12.
That's what makes it
It's
fun.
a proven theory. Well, it's fun if it's not predictable. This is a very predictable game. If Texas Tech loses, I'll call the Big 12 fun on air next week, but it's not going to happen, so I don't have to worry about lying on air.
I'm going to have to agree with Aiden. Like he mentioned, 10.5-point favorites for Texas Tech, and I just think that since they are the lower-ranked team, now if they were a higher-ranked team, I probably would consider BYU, but Texas Tech is going to get this one done. And I think this is going to be, like Aiden said, a very boring game. I can see maybe 20 points for the winner.
Yeah, not
I
very
don't think
fun.
this is going to be a very entertaining game. Definitely a defensive battle. Big 12 is fun still, but I mean, I hope
Just not the game
I
between
really
the two best
hope
teams in the conference.
I'd rather me
That's
be
a little
wrong
bit of
and
a
you say that
suspicious
the
thing.
Big 12 is fun on air. I hope that happens. I hope BYU wins this one.
I'll make
and
sure
that
to
you
clip
say
it
the Big 12 is
and
fun.
where he says Big 12 is fun.
Well, it is time for our signature segment, Who's That Campus Legend?
Bo Jackson, Herschel Walker, Reggie Bush, Cam Newton, Johnny Manziel. What do these guys have in common? All these players know what it's like to be a campus legend.
All right, it's time for Who's That Campus Legend. And Brandon, we're going to start off with you first.
All right. I've got a Miami quarterback because I don't think was any of you going to guess on Miami?
I was going to guess on Miami. No, I'm not.
No. Miami quarterback.
I don't got to guess.
Me neither.
You got
I
to
don't
guess,
either.
Jackson?
No.
1987 first overall pick.
Oh, my goodness.
He's a very notable guy, okay?
I mean, first overall, I'd hope so.
I was about to say very notable.
But he's also your age.
Hey,
keep going.
About fell out of my chair.
1987 to 2007. Had a long
20-year career.
Okay.
I don't got to
let me write this down.
I'm going to lock in. I don't know where this guy went to college, but maybe he did.
Hold on.
We're holding on.
We're holding for you, big dog.
Take your time.
Yeah,
You get
I got it.
Spelling's hard.
I got it.
All right. Are you both locking in for 2?
Yeah.
All right. I need that last
This
hint.
is played for the Buccaneers, Browns, Ravens, Jets, Cowboys, Patriots, and Panthers.
Yeah, I did not get this right.
I will say this. Joey may be the only person that knows who this is. Because he just texted me the right answer.
He 100% looked it up.
Joey's chat GPT in back there.
He's
Oh, there. Who's he like?
All right,
Jackson Falls?
repeat the teams. Repeat the teams.
Buccaneers, Browns, Ravens, Jets, Cowboys, Patriots, and Panthers.
Of course.
Oh,
You get that
yeah.
the first
Of
time?
course. Yeah. Tom Brady.
I locked in for 2.
Most notable, I'm probably the Buccaneers and the Jets.
Oh.
I know it now.
I don't know it, but
All
I'm
right.
just writing down an answer.
Hold on. I'm going to write down my.
Hold on. No, you can't
wrong
change
answer,
answers.
but I'm
No,
not.
no.
He's writing down his second answer.
Okay.
Well, this
Oh,
is definitely wrong.
I'm gonna write down a second answer as well.
Bro, okay. What are we
What?
doing?
What are we doing?
All
Why
right,
are we-
guys. Let's reveal.
All right,
All right.
everybody reveal. What's
All
this?
right.
Vinny Testaverde.
Staverde. Yeah.
Doug Flutie.
Doug Flutie, who went to Florida State.
Yeah.
Or
Mark
no,
Sanchez.
Boston College.
one of
or
the two.
Boston College, yeah.
I went Dante Culpepper.
Dante.
I went butt fumble.
Mark Sanchez.
Brad Johnson was my second guess. I didn't even get that right.
So nobody got that one right, I'm assuming?
No.
Nope.
No.
Who was it?
Who wants
It was
to?
Vinny Testaverde.
Vinny Testaverde.
All right.
Got you.
JT,
All right.
you good?
Yes, I will go next. So, the college, Pitt. University of Pittsburgh.
I'm locking in.
Knocking in.
Keep going.
Already. Ooh.
There's only one Pitt player that JT knows.
What do you mean?
JT only knows one Pitt
There's a
player.
few pick. I introduced him
Oh,
to
yeah.
a pit guy last week.
Yeah, he
He
didn't
sure
know that.
did.
He probably didn't
Keep
remember.
going.
All right. Running back.
Crap.
Oh,
I know two. I know two. I know
two. Got me.
Any lock-ins?
I'm not going to lock in because I have one in mind, but I'm going to wait until this next clue.
I have a lot in mind.
I am going to wait. I'm going to wait another one.
53rd overall in 2009.
I'm glad that I waited. I'm glad that I waited right there.
Mine still might be
Keep
right.
going.
Yeah.
Keep going because I'm in the lead right now with 34.
Played from
so I wanna hold.
2009 to 2020.
Ooh.
Pretty long career.
Good career.
Good career as a running back.
Could be Jay Ajayi.
Do we need the teams?
I need the teams.
Jackson?
Yeah, and I'm going to be so disappointed because I know who this is.
Wait, is it Marshawn Lynch?
Why don't you
The teams-
submit the guess then?
The teams are the Eagles, Bills, Chiefs, and Bucks.
Oh. Oh. I know
Why
this
didn't I
guy.
submit the guess for 2? Because I knew exactly who it was.
No, you didn't.
Wait,
I'm stupid.
did
but-
this guy go to Pitt?
Apparently
Unless I'm
so.
thinking of someone else.
I know one player that played for all those teams.
All right. Flip the boards. Larry Fitzgerald, LaShawn McCoy. That is correct.
Okay.
I didn't know he went to Pitt.
I almost put in James Conner.
Yeah,
but I
that was going to
that's
be
too
my.
obvious
I was
of it.
like,
Point for Jackson,
No.
point for Brandon.
No points for me.
And let's see who wants to go next.
I'll go next.
Jackson.
Jackson's
Jackson
going
Bowles.
next.
Whoa.
All right, college,
College.
Maryland.
College.
Maryland.
Maryland.
Let's see.
Maryland.
Nope.
Just guys being dudes.
A Maryland linebacker.
What?
Nope. I'm gonna need some more info.
I heard an audible huh
for
from
Joey.
the other room. That was Joey. Payne.
Drafted 12th overall in 2005.
12th in 2005.
Ooh.
I have an idea of who this guy is.
I don't.
You want?
I'm
my-
going to go with actually, I'm going to wait until
I
teams.
just need to know the
Alright.
teams. Yeah.
The years.
Guess not.
Played from 2005 to 2012,
Oh,
Short
shorter career. It's not who I was thinking of.
Me neither.
and then the teams. You need the teams.
Yes.
I would love
Yeah.
it.
Chargers, Bills.
Oh.
Chargers and Bills.
I'm probably never going to get this in my
linebacker.
whole life.
Oh.
Let's just write a name that I know is wrong.
Chargers
but I
and
like
What
the
were
name.
the
Bills
years?
a
What were the years?
linebacker.
2005.
05 to 12.
Guys, let's all work together and see if we can get it. With the power of friendship.
I have no idea who this is. I don't even have a
Alright.
guess.
I'm gonna just throw out an answer.
That's what I did.
All right.
Ready to flip?
My
JT's
marker's not
writing.
writing. Okay, there we go.
Lock in, JT.
All right. You
Won't
don't
be
have
able
a
to
guess,
see it, so
Brandon?
I
don't
have
have a
yes, I have an
guess.
answer. Takia
Wrong.
Spikes.
Wrong.
Matt Milano.
Sean Merriman.
Merriman.
He
Oh,
only played for that. He
Merriman.
played that. He only played for 7 years.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Sean
Wow.
Merriman.
I thought he played longer. My bad, guys.
All right,
Oh, you need this stuff?
Aiden.
Oh,
You
it's
are
the marker.
last.
All right. My player played at Utah.
Utah.
Oh, I want to. I want to write it down.
I know it.
But
I know
I
it.
need to know at least the position.
I know it. I don't know it.
He was a quarterback.
Oh, I should have wrote it down.
A quarterback
wrote it
for
down.
the Utah Utes.
Oh my goodness, I know it. Tom Brady.
Should have wrote it down.
Hold on. I'm writing it down as well.
He was drafted in the first round, first overall, in 2005.
Huh? Oh, you got it. Yeah, me and him both
Wait,
got
is
it.
everybody written down?
F4.
No.
Oh, okay.
Me and
Hold on.
Jackson.
He played,
I should know this.
played from 2005 to 2020.
Unbelievable that I haven't written this down yet because I know what's his name.
I almost put
Just
it
give
in
me,
on
give me the
Utah.
teams and I'll know
He
it.
played for the San Francisco 49ers, the Kansas City Chiefs,
Yep.
and the Washington Commanders.
Yep. I should have been my first guess, bro.
Me and Brandon both get 4
Bro, this
points.
marker is absolutely horrible, but trust, you can see the answer. All right. Flip them.
All right, flip him, guys. Alex Smith.
That says Alex Smith. You just can't see it.
That's right. Everybody got it
Whoa,
right.
There we
my,
go.
my other guess would have been Tyler Huntley, but you know.
So Brandon and Jackson locked in for
4 points.
4 points. And then I locked in for 1. And that, I'm going to go ahead and update you guys on the standings so far. That puts Brandon at 38,
Yes.
Jackson's at 40. So
Ooh.
Jackson is still in first. Wait, that's incorrect. I gave you guys both 5 points. Jackson's at 39. Brandon's at 37. Aiden is at 15, and I'm sitting at 9. I'm almost at double digits. We're getting there, ladies and gentlemen. But that's all the time we have for the show today. Joined by an amazing cast: Aiden Aby, Jackson Voles, Brandon Dyer, and myself, JT Groves. We have West Georgia basketball tonight. We're doing a pregame show. Tune in. That starts at 6 p.m., so you don't want to miss it. Home opener. Be there. Listen on the radio station. Love you guys. See y'all next week.